chopped cheese the Aki way.
Did they just throw more cheese on it, or like what is the Aki way, bro? Just tell me.
Bro, it's fucking extravagant. You gotta watch the video.
You're gatekeeping here.
They'll put like a Pop-Tart chips in there, fucking craziness. They'll make it whatever you want. They'll put it on a Cinnabon roll.
Yeah, that's in New York.
Yeah, that's in New York.
My friend went there once. He said it wasn't really that good.
It probably isn't. To be honest, I just have to do it for the experience. It's probably...
It's great marketing, though.
Oh, it's amazing marketing. Yeah, he gets everybody to go there, get a chopped cheese. They probably take 1-2 bites of it and make a video and never eat it again. But he goes viral for it, so boom. He's made a whole brand out of it. God, that started like in 2020. Crazy. Now that guy, he doesn't even work there majority of the time. He has his workers doing it for him. He's probably just handling business elsewhere.
Bro, he's probably down here in Miami. Yeah. Just hanging out.
All it took him was 4 years. Look at that.
Well, it's like this guy I met out in Texas. He started a place called Torchy's Tacos. It was like a taco truck. Now he just did it the right way, and it hit. It was in Austin, I think, the first one. They started opening them in other cities, and then grew so much. Like I think Obama actually went there at one point during his presidency.
Dude, these guys can literally become millionaires from that. From correct marketing.
Yeah, this guy has. Yeah, he marketed well. He set up his menu, everything. Like the experience was great, and then he's got. There's a Torchy's Taco in New York. They're like all over the place now, and he started a fucking truck.
You don't have to be like in the certain realm to make them. Like people think, I couldn't be a barista and make $1 million. Yeah, you can. Become the best barista. Make some really creative drinks. Start filming it. Start posting it on TikTok. Make a brand for yourself. You go viral. You start selling a fucking course. Start traveling the world, teaching people how to pour fucking milk in a cup. Shit can change pretty quickly.
Yeah. One thing you need is
start creating content and shit.
You need a little baby face like Jordy.
It does help.
That golden smile.
So if I can keep this baby face forever, that would be nice. I would love to be 60 and look like I'm 40. We'll try. Don't know if it's going to work out that way, though.
Jordy, if I wasn't married, I don't want to make Matt's jealous.
Can't do that to garlic.
What is this chop?
What are those other guys do? There's like these guys that they do cementing for like brick walls, right? They do all the cementing and put the bricks on top. Dude, this guy, all he does is POV films him doing that. I don't know for sure if like he makes any money, if he has a brand or anything, but like he's creating content, it's going viral. If he were to create a brand and do something with it, like, look at that, just from doing his normal job and pressing record. Just can make money from fucking anything nowadays.
Man. I watch this guy regularly on Instagram. This thing one time. He cleans septic tanks, and it's the most satisfying videos ever, dude. I know that sounds super crazy, but, like, you see some crazy stuff come out of some of these pipes, and, like, watching it.
Oh, yeah.
For some reason, I feel like Casey would get that. I feel like Casey's a big project guy.
Big project guy.
I feel like he's got some projects.
I'm going to be a big project guy. I want to be a big art guy. I want to have like a fucking mini museum in my house.
So
some weird shit with like with like a T-Rex dinosaur, old dinosaur, legit T-Rex in there. Just yeah, I have a T-Rex fucking head in my museum. What do you have in yours? You know, type of thing.
Yo, I got this.
I just want some extravagant shit.
Rip it! I got the. It's flagging higher. It's like a shit ton of bullets glued on a canvas, and I'm trying to make the U.S. flag with 308s going across with the stripes, and then I've got a bunch of 22 LRs, like brass ones, and then steel ones to make like the stars on the U.S. flag.
I support this decision. I watched possibly the most American video I've ever seen yesterday. I'm gonna send it to you.
Let's do it.
This shit was funny. It's like this guy is defending his animals on his property. He's like got his fucking rifle. Let me send this to you. Oh gosh. It's in their DMs.
Tempted to take a long hair, but that's a terrible restraint word too.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hi. Hey.
Is that all right?
Bye-bye. Oh,
Hi, Everly.
hey. Hey.
Hey, tell them what you're eating for lunch.
Hey.
What are you eating for lunch? A dog.
Hush. Hush.
Turn it that way.
Hello.
Alright, that looked like a good hold. I mean, immediately bought up back over the pivot point off the MA9. You know, I'm starting to realize a lot of time has gone by when we're hearing Everly like speak a lot better than she was a long time ago. Not sure if I should be offended or sad. I just think that months have gone by and it doesn't feel like it's been months.
Yeah, she's been talking so much more lately. It's ridiculous.
Like I'm really emotional today. My son started school.
I know I'm gonna have a sad day when that happens.
It's brutal.
The funniest
Last night
shit.
I stared at the wall for like 20 minutes just contemplating life. Where did the time go?
I'm gonna do it. The funniest shit with Everly happened yesterday. I opened up the car door and I had to take one of the twins out first before I got Everly in the back seat. And I didn't know Everly was standing directly behind me. So as I'm backing up, pulling the twin out of the car, Everly, she falls down and she trips and lands in the ditch. And I just hear the thud, and she's laying face down in the fucking ditch, like right behind me. And I'm giggling a little bit, but I set the twin down. I go over to Everly, and I put my hand on her shoulder to go try and lift her up. I'm like, Everly, are you okay? She goes, no. I started dying fucking laughing.
No.
That's funny.
Her new thing now is whenever she's like super excited about something, or you're playing or tickling her or whatever, and she's laughing, she'll be like, hee hee. She'll be like, stop. It's so funny.
I would tell you more stories, but you don't know Spanish, so. Oh God, they're gonna reject it again. They're gonna say no. Whoa, what's that volume on Spy? Oof. Look at volume on Spy, Casey.
Let me check.
1.9 million.
Ooh, XOM selling off hard right here. Oh yeah, 2 million on Spy. Nothing on Qs. Nothing on IWM either. Let me check. Where's the Apple? I'm not seeing big volume and anything else.
5, that's on Spy, yeah.
Yeah, nothing.
I see.
Nothing else got hit with volume. IWM is getting a nasty red candle though right now. It's selling down the low of day. There's just no volume behind it. Let me pull up my trading real quick.
Oh my God, I should have stayed in that short.
What was that? Basically all the way back down. All the way back down, yeah.
But as soon as you think it's a short, they'll fucking buy it back up again. It's just the chop zone. She's gonna give. Yep, there's fuck. I knew it. Rug. Oof. Big old rug. Take it through VWAP, yeah.
A smart person would close these cruise lines, put credit spreads, but I'm not. I'm going to leave. I'm greedy.
It's a wrong use of words then.
I just think I'm so far out of the money now, they're going to expire worthless, and I'll collect 100% on the premiums. I don't want to pay commissions and fees to TOS. Fuck Charles Schwab. IWM new low today, still selling off. No volume though behind it. Only SPY.
I feel like starting a new challenge. Anybody into like a futures or an options challenge?
Are we doing one? You want to do another one?
Kinda, yeah.
Did you start trading futures yet, Stock Sniper?
Yeah, but not like you guys. You know, like I still prefer options, like, but sometimes the options are just messed up. You know, you can't really trade them sometimes, and those are the times when I find myself trading MES.
Same. That's essentially what I do. I would say like 80 to 90% of my time is spent on options, but when the price action just isn't there on the options, or just due to whatever it is, just choppy price action or inflated premiums, then I'll switch over and scalp the future side.
Awesome, man. You know, I'm probably like, I want to stay like a month and change it. And before that, I mean, I had experience doing it, but nothing I'd really consider anything with actual weight. But, you know, yeah, I'm starting to get more comfortable with them. Probably will start sharing those soon. I just want to make sure I really know what I'm doing. It's like I've been trading options for 4 years, and I'm very comfortable talking about them.
This is the type of price action that Apex runs a flash sale on.
I think I'm technically partnered with Apex. I got like a bunch of cool discount codes. I don't really know what's what, but definitely could get you a good deal on Apex if anybody's interested.
Jordy, how old are you right there? What am I watching, Jordan?
there. It's ready. It's just a matter of us implementing it in a way that works. And I'm really excited to hear that's it's right around the corner. You guys are actually working on it. That's actually really, really, really good. I've been waiting for this day. But go ahead, Katrina.
I was going to say those things are not so far around the corner. They are happening today, and the example of that approach and that interoperability capability is part of through the Open ID Foundation. Is part of those kind of bridges and boats, and it's now saying, okay, how do we keep evolving the Hedera method? How do we make sure that we stay in step with that capability, and then start to be able to do things like verified credentials, like being able to have reusable or portable ID, being able to log into services in the same way that you log in with Google or Facebook, but obviously you're logging in with an identity that's significantly more secure, that you have that control. But all of that is happening kind of much, much faster. And the challenges are, again, just trying to make sure that as that evolution is happening, at the same time, we can bring existing providers on that journey so that you can have this really rich, trusted digital ecosystem. And again, I think that's part of the reason why when you look at what Hedera is doing in the carbon neutral, the net zero world with Guardian, it's looking at real world use cases, it's solving real problems. And then part of the work that we've been doing in that area around decentralized identity is helping regulated entities be able to control who can see certain data and who can't, to be able to make sure you have that governance and trust chain. So a really good example of that is an auditor that may need to be able to audit an environment who needs access to more data, who needs to be able to prove who they are, log in, provide an audit to the service, and be able to do that and remain within the Hedera ecosystem. So there are real world applications where, you know, if you go and have a look at what's happening in the Guardian world, where those things are happening as we speak.
All right, I just took a look at the clock. We got 10 minutes at the top of the hour, so let's spice it up. Let's give the people the show that they came for. Here are some fun questions, and if anybody wants to jump up and take it, please do, because I think it's important for us to talk about the stuff that matters that people can actually relate to. So talking about interoperability, this is a big one. How in the world are we going to make sure that people aren't just, siloed to their specific little blockchain, and have the ability of actually people talking to different blockchains, different technologies? Otherwise users are just going to rely on, this one platform or that one platform. Is there a way of, not worrying about the specific blockchain, but instead focus on that interoperability with the IDs?
Sure. So I can say.
Yes, this is what I wanted. This didn't happen the whole time. I love when people fight over to speak. This is great. Go ahead, Keith.
Well, I'll let Misha talk in a second. I would just say that, I think, I think as we've said a few times, there's many different ways to do decentralized identity. And we talk about standards like the verifiable credential standard. It's already kind of architected so that is most of what happens in the verifiable credentials architecture is actually off-chain, and then it just goes on-chain to kind of verify certain elements. So if let's say you look at the European effort around verifiable credentials, they're already kind of architected that they could support multiple chains to do that verification. Like they can go talk to, they can go talk to many different chains in order to verify the credential. So I think in some cases that's already kind of being architected in. But if you talk about other decentralized identity, let's say, often, we've not really talked about on this call, but often people talk about things like soul-bound tokens or non-transferable NFTs. I think there you probably get more into the issue of we still have to work on interop and how, if you have a token on one chain, can you use that to verify your identity when operating on another chain? I think that is still a challenge that we need to work through. And sorry, go ahead, Misha.
Okay, so what I wanted to talk about was universal resolvers and universal registers. There is a standard that has been created to solve exactly that problem. So if I have an identity or a DID on one chain, and you have the DID on another chain, and you issue a credential to me, I need to be able to present that credential to a verifier. And this verifier needs to be able to resolve my DID document and your DID document in order to make sure that I'm not lying to them. And that is where the universal resolver comes in. So you have this very long list. If you go to, you have to go to the Digital Identity Foundation, but there is a link to the Universal Resolver site, and you will see a very long list of identity methods that are what is the correct signing key? What were the correct signing keys in the past? Because you might have rotated your key since you have issued this credential to me. So I need also to have your past signing keys available. And this piece of software is usually a Docker container, so I can run it wherever I want. And it makes it really easy for an application to integrate with all the DID methods. Really easy might be an exaggeration, but it's not that hard. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, being a miner over here, Docker containers where I live day in, day out. I was like, can I run Docker for that? Can I run Docker for that? That's usually my question.
I can just jump in on what Mish has just said, and this is a bit of a call to everyone on the call. The issue of the universal resolver is amazing, and as Mish said, it's designed to be as easy as possible. It's not always that easy because there are so many different DID methods, and there's some work that has been started. I think I saw the other day through the Decentralized Identity Foundation, but it might be through Trust Over IP, or through W3C. So forgive me if I've got the wrong reference. But there's some talk about rationalizing DID methods to try and make sort of that interoperability and that resolvability improved, and therefore, for all of us as a community, if we want to make sure that Hedera's DID method or Hedera's approach makes that evolution list, it's just really important that we're active across those different spaces where those decisions are being made, because we have the advantage of Hedera also appealing into the enterprise space, fixing specific problem areas, such as in the net zero world. So there are lots of reasons to be able to say, as a community, we want to make sure that if that list is rationalized, it also includes the way that we as a community are building our technology. So I would make that appeal to everyone to make sure that our voices are heard.
And that's so huge. I completely agree with you there. But here's a hot take that we can start to close out with. It's great to have that universal type of login, right? It's wonderful to have this kind of technology made easy by what you've built over there, Katrina. But a lot of people still don't understand digital wallets or even trust them. I mean, you're talking about corporate. That's a feat in itself there, getting somebody to adopt a digital wallet for their enterprise services, right? So do you think we're still going to continue to have these issues onboarding new users, especially if we're talking about larger corporations?
Well, our experience is slowly it's changing. We're seeing more and more, and again, as Keith has referenced, here in Europe, there will be the requirement by 2027 for all European residents and citizens to have access to a wallet to manage their identity, and the issuer verifier holder 3-party model is central to that. So that's helping to raise awareness. Our tech stack and one of the things that we focused on over the last 18 months is building out an API platform that would allow a bank, a telco, a government to actually put a wallet inside an existing application. And for the things where they actually have either a regulated or a fiduciary duty to make sure that they are managing that wallet and those keys in accordance with that, but that it could still communicate with that employee or that patient, keeping their health records or their employment records or their career profile or their university credentials in their own fully decentralized wallet. And for that ecosystem to be able to talk to each other. And so what we think will happen, and we see positive steps towards this, is that as an employee, it won't be bring your own device, it'll be bring your own wallet. And what you may end up with is you may end up with a wallet that's being given to you by the government in Europe, the country that you live in. You may also have your own wallet that has your university credentials or is managing your tokens or your decentralized finance. And then your employer may have a wallet embedded in a device that you're using at work. And the work that we're doing behind the scenes is to try and ensure that each of those wallets can talk to each other, because there will be different levels and layers of control. But if we have that underlying interoperability, you'll be able to turn up to a new job or turn up to a hospital with your medical records and bring your wallet rather than your device and handshake into a trusted environment. So it's slow, of course. We would all like this to happen tomorrow, but what I can say positively is that we're seeing evidence towards that bring your own wallet capability happening, and we're having those conversations. There's work to do, and again, it comes back to making sure that we can, as a community, ensure that interoperability and those underlying building blocks are there, and that we recognise that for the foreseeable future, it's not going to be either or. We've got to kind of find a way to have that fully decentralized and that trusted custodian environment work seamlessly together.
So you're not a gambler. You're not really taking a chance. You're just building technology that they're going to need here in a couple of years. So when they need it, you're like, hey, I got it ready. Go ahead and use us.
Unfortunately, I am a gambler because I started the company a decade ago. I kind of thought, oh my God, everyone's going to need a decentralized identity, but I was very wrong. But I am happy to say that gamble has paid off because, our technology is being adopted inside trusted organizations, banks, financial institutions, into new jurisdictions and parts of the world. We've just recently been doing some work in Japan, and there's just so many exciting things that are happening in that market. So it's not happening anywhere near as fast as I would love it to. But I think I just was gambling too much a decade ago.
Well, I'm glad to hear that it's paying off now. Finally, you don't look like the weird kid going, hey guys, this is really cool stuff. You should check it out. People are now looking at you going, oh, you actually knew what was going to happen. Wow, what foresight did you have,
People don't say that. Now what people say is, oh yeah, that's so obvious.
Yeah, people don't say that. They just think it. They're too embarrassed to say it all out. That's what it is. That's what I've noticed, at least. But Ed, let me go to you real quick. Anything that you need to make sure people know about, because there's always got stuff going on from, projects, events, announcements, like anything you want to make sure we get out to our listeners today?
Of course, a couple of things. So the first one is we're going to have a significant presence at Token 2049. So if you're going to be there, make sure you stop by our booth, come say hi. We're also going to have a few interviews that we'll be sharing after the fact. The other one is, even though we just wrapped an awesome month-long hackathon, we are engaging with ETH Online. So if you want to keep hacking, if you're a developer, go to ETH Online. We're sponsoring some prizes there, some bounties. So a great opportunity to get hands-on with blockchain, with Hedera, maybe to try out something in the decentralized identity space. And I would say that's the main thing going on for now. We'll always, we'll be back in 2 weeks again to share more about some other topics, and be sure to give us a follow on X just to stay up to date with latest news.
Beautiful. And that's if you guys go to ethglobal.com, that's where you find those events for ETH Online. I saw Katie snuck in the room. Hi, Katie.
Hi, thank you so much for having me up here, and it's been an absolutely fascinating conversation, particularly because my company is really set to revolutionize safety for all in the creative industries. And in terms of digital identity, with predominantly people in the creative industries being self-employed or freelance, I mean, look, everyone has the right to their own identity, but how is there a way to verify you are who you say you are? And independently, that's what my company OWL does. So we basically provide a digital platform specifically for the creative industry sector. But there is an onboarding process. We actually partnered with Experian, who do some of those. I'm so sorry. I'm a mom to a 6-year-old. 1 second. Hudson, please don't do that.
Oh, that's adorable. I love that, Hudson. I got a 6-year-old too, so I get it.
Oh, so I'm like, please don't do that, Bubby. Mommy, be 2 minutes, okay? We're talking about digital identities. We're talking about the digital world. Can you tell everyone what an algorithm is? Come on. He's gone shy. Sorry, he grabbed a big fat rock and threw it on the ground. Oh my God. So yeah, anyway, back to what I was saying. So OWL is completely independent. We're partnering with Experian. So Experian, people might know them as doing some credit check report over here in the UK. But they also have the absolute phenomenal ability and algorithm also to kind of do not just the verification checks of you are who you say you are by showing your documents. I mean, there's many companies out there that do that. But also, instead of having to go through an entire DBS background check and everything else, that we can see the future of tomorrow to make sure that, again, not only who you say you are, but also that you're a trustworthy, good person that is not one of the bad guys. We can't save everybody, we can't 100% protect the industry from everything, but we can do our damnedest to ensure people's safety. And then we also integrate personal safety alarms. But digital identity, you've got questions, go on, ask them.
Yeah, no.
Sorry, what is my
kid? It boils down to that Katrina is not crazy. She was just early to the game, and this is something that people are actually needing or looking for, right?
Well, yeah, absolutely. The thing is that, in the creative industries, and especially the music and movie industries, when majority of people are self-employed or freelance, and so there aren't really an HR department to report to. There's no real safety mechanisms. You don't know who you're walking into a room with. There's no checks, no nothing. And so it's really a kind of database network, blockchain-esque kind of what. Okay, that wasn't me. I did not send a text message. It's an independent space where, if, say, for example, you're working on the movie set for, I don't know, a new Star Wars film, and you're a freelance makeup artist, and then somebody else is going to be working on that project, and they are doing the lighting. I mean, but independently contracted. They are bought on through an agency, but there is no kind of middle ground HR person that's running any background checks or, making sure that everyone's kind of above board in retrospect. So, yeah, I guess we're our own little blockchains. You'll be able to search for one another. You're working on the same project. You've been OWL verified, but you have your kind of digital ID and imprint there, but you own it. It's completely encrypted. I'm working with some amazing people at MDRX. I don't know if you guys have heard of Tom Grogan, but he's absolutely phenomenal. So Mishcon Derea, which is an international law firm, have a tech division that have been building this out to make sure that it is watertight and that everybody is protected. I can. That's amazing, Hudson. But yeah, I just think it's amazing. Sorry.
No. I think you're cool, Katie, but Hudson's actually my favorite right now. But you're
I mean, Hudson, you're the favorite on the space. Of course. It's because you're in New York. My son's a New Yorker. He was born in Manhattan. I love it. And it's as cool as chips. It's awesome. I'll get you some water. Trying to make a volcano.
You're good. Katrina, I saw you unmuted. Are you about to say that Katie should leverage your SDK?
No, well, if we can help, that would be absolutely fantastic. But I think what Katie's giving is a really good example of where you're solving a problem for a community where own your own wallet, bring your own wallet is a fantastic use case. But one of the things, the challenges that we have when we see a community that has that solution, they want to be able to manage that over the lifetime of their career. And we also want to make sure that, let's say, hypothetically, they're a screenwriter and they join a big studio, that all of a sudden they'll go from that world of managing their identity, their career progression, their artwork, their craft, and then they come into an environment where all of a sudden there is a HR department. And so part of the work we're doing is trying to convince those HR departments that you need to understand that you're going to have people turning up with their wallet with so much to help you de-risk your onboarding and the things that Katie's just described now, turning up with a verified ID, maybe fraud checks, background checks, all of the things that will be required, and simply the wallet that Katie's talking about, the Owl wallet, talk to the enterprise wallet for that organization. You can have that handshake and the best of both worlds. And so when you start to talk about the commercial value and the cost management, you have the trust, you have the security, you have the portability, but you can start to have a conversation where it's not either this or that. And so it's just really lovely to hear Kate talk about taking a specific community, a specific area where you have a lot of mobility around either roles, contracts, jobs. So you're onboarding and offboarding all the time, and it's a perfect example of where bring your own wallet fits. It's a really good use case, and it also means that you're helping that professional build a fantastic profile over the course of their life, but also guard something that's really, really valuable as a freelancer. So it's a fantastic use case.
Ed, I love...
Go ahead,
Katie.
I'm so sorry. I followed you, Katrina. I'm so sorry. I followed you, Katrina. I would love to speak more with you if there is an opportunity or possibility that we could collaborate in any which way, shape, or form. I will send you my information on direct message, but I followed you, and thank you so much for your kind words.
Pleasure, Katie, and look forward to chatting offline.
Now, I was just going to say, Ed, I love having spaces with you. I'm a little disappointed to hear more from you on this one, but we might have to run one in a week's time to talk about the IDs again. There's just so much to cover. And then when you come back, in 2 weeks, we can talk about something else because we'll get everything out of the way, in mid-cycle there, just because, man, this is huge. Like, I don't think a lot of people understand until they really dive into it. I'm glad Katie, came up and gave us like an actual use case, right? Things that people are using it for right now. It's important, and I honestly think it's going to be all around us faster than we even realize it. So taking ownership of it on your own and actually knowing how to manage it is going to be a huge thing. Not only in the future, but I'm talking about the near future. So if you get started now, you're going to be way ahead of the curve. So thanks, Ed. I appreciate you. Actually caring enough about the IDs to make it the topic of conversation because it does really matter.
Hey, actually, don't be disappointed. I'm glad we got to hear from this amazing panel. We had Keith, Katrina. Unfortunately, we couldn't hear from Derek, but I'm sure there will be chances in the future to have him on, and also Mija and Katie as well. I loved all the contributions, and I do agree that I got a lot of insights from this set of speakers. And as always, great time joining these spaces to share with the community, also to hear from the community and to hear from those people that are out there building and seeing everything unfold from the front lines.
I love it, man. Well, how do I do this? Oh yeah, this is how I do this. Well, for you guys that joined in, thank you so much. Make sure you're following these amazing speakers. Katrina up here gave us some amazing insight as to what she's working on and what her team has put together. Katie, appreciate you coming out, joining us for this space. And yeah, obviously you got to follow their account if you guys know what's good for you. But thank you all so much. And we're going to see you all again in 2 weeks' time, maybe a week, if we can talk about DIDs, because they are important. They're all around us. And the faster we adopt them, the better off we're all going to be. Thank you all so much. And I'll see you on the next space.
Thank you. Thank you.